is going to be a really short video, quite honestly, because I have nothing but beautiful, wonderful things to say about this movie. Hey, what's up? My name is John Bonjour. I'm an artist and a film enthusiast. I have not drawn any art as much as it deserves it. I don't think I could live up to this, and I would like to enthuse about some film. Today we are talking about Past Lives. So I saw this in a theater. I missed it. I don't even know if it got a theatrical release. I assume it had to for Oscars reasons, but I missed it in its original theatrical release, I believe. And then Alamo Drafthouse did me just a huge service, just a huge favor, and it re-released it because it got nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. I had seen nothing for this movie, didn't watch a trailer, I saw one promotional image and it was them in front of the carousel, and I was like, cool, yeah, that seems like something. I don't know, it's nominated for Best Picture. It's gotta be something. So I bought a couple of tickets, my wife and I went to see it. I get it now. I really do. Every time I watch one of these movies, one of these Best Picture nominees, there's always that fear that it's gonna be one of those like Oscar baity movies, like Green Book. I know that one, I think, but I don't know. I'm always worried that it's gonna be a movie that I come out of going, yeah, I guess that was like fine. Like it was kind of pretty to look at, but I don't know. It just didn't do anything for me. And this is the exact opposite. Honestly, for some reason, probably because I'm an idiot, I set my expectations really low and they were hugely exceeded. This is going to be a spoiler-filled review because I would be 100% shocked if anyone clicked on this video with looking for my recommendation on this movie. So I'm assuming you've seen it from here on out. Let's talk about, I was going to say the bad, but I have nothing bad to say about this movie. The only thing is that maybe there were a couple of scenes that were kind of boring, but not really, and it's kind of the point. That's part of the movie, is that it's supposed to feel human and a little mundane and a little bit normal. So I really don't think that's a huge negative. In terms of positives, there are thousands. The thing that stands out to me the most, the very most from this movie, is it is one of the most beautiful movies I have ever seen. It is shot so beautifully. I have never seen so many absurdly good looking shots that I would print out and have as art on my wall without question. The way that they shoot cities in this film is just so beautiful. New York and Seoul and several other different cities that they shoot throughout the film, I felt like I was living in this world that was heightened even though they just shot footage of our normal world. It's one of those things where I wish I could see the world the way that this movie does all the time. This is now my official movie that if anybody said, hey, I really don't know how to tell if a movie is well shot, Past Lives is the one to watch. It sets the bar at such a high level that I had to take a little bit of a break from watching movies because nothing is gonna live up to this for a while. Other positives, this is acted brilliantly. I think the story is such an interesting, it's so dramatic and yet it's not dramatic at all. You see this experience from all different angles, and the second I knew that this movie was gonna be something special is, I mean, to be fair, like 2/3 of the way through the movie. But up until that point, they had been building to this kind of cliched story. I thought that I knew exactly where they were going. The husband was going to be kind of a jerk and the problem, and then she was going to leave for the old love interest because they were supposed to be together all along. Like The Notebook, which, side note on The Notebook, what a horrible piece of cinema. Just dog shit. I hate that movie so much because, well, for a lot of reasons, but the main one, the number one key reason, is because it is so deeply unhealthy in every conceivable way. Don't even get me started on the amount of gaslighting and manipulation from every party in that movie. It's such a bad example, and everybody watches it and they're like, oh, it's so romantic. It's not romantic. It's disgusting from everybody's perspective. Everyone is cheating on everyone all the time. Anyway, that's a kind of a side note. The point is, I thought that they were building to that story. And the moment that I knew that this movie was going to be really beautiful and really good is there's this scene where the husband and wife are laying in bed and he just kind of laughs to himself and she's like, what's up? And he talks about how if this were like a movie, if this were a story, he would be the villain. Like they lampshaded, but not in a like, nah, isn't that funny? Your name's Ant-Man. Like, no, they lampshaded in a way that felt natural and human and like what we were all thinking. It was like the movie was aware that we knew that this is where it was going to go, and it went, no, we're doing something more human, more natural, more healthy and good. And I just fell in love with it from that point on. It was clear to me that this knew what it was trying to be and that this had a point to make And I would say that it made that point perfectly. In terms of story, this is a simple film. It really isn't groundbreaking. It's not as dramatic as it could possibly be. It really is very simple. A story just dissecting the lives of these two people. It's a puzzle. They start with a scene of the three sitting at the bar, and then you're like hearing some other people talking about them trying to figure out the situation. It sets up that puzzle, and the rest of the movie is just putting little pieces in place, learning about these people's lives. And it's just not dramatic. And I love that because it's also extremely dramatic. You have invested yourself in these characters so deeply that you care about their day-to-day lives. And I think that's way more interesting than manufacturing drumming up drama. I love that this has the balls to sit in its own actual human drama. There's just something so profound about this movie. I love it. I think it's insane. It's just such a good film. It's well shot, it's well directed, it's well edited, it's well acted. The sound is absurdly good, like ridiculously good, both in its naturalism and in its just soundtrack score. It's just so well crafted. So yeah, like the thing that strikes me about it is that I'm not coming away from it being like, wow, that was something I've never seen before. And usually that's what I look for in a movie, is just something completely new. This wasn't completely new, but it felt so human and real and intricate and exciting and just heartbreaking and beautiful. It's so emotional and it's so well crafted. I highly recommend, if by chance you haven't seen this movie, or if you have, I recommend watching it again. I know I will be. Thank you for watching this video and checking out my channel. If you'd like to hear more of my thoughts on movies, comics, TV shows, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below what you'd like me to review next. Or do none of that because I am not your dad. Oh, and while I have you for a second, please read my comic Edge of Bordertown. It is 100% free on my website, www.johnbonart.com. I hope that you love it. I am about halfway through issue 2, and the rest of it should be coming out soon.